confidence in himself and the guys around him. So Chris has been unbelievable, from being a great teammate, working his butt off, doing some of the things that we needed him to do to create a ton of confidence. But Michael run out there first.
What have you seen from Van Buren in the last few weeks that you've gotten that confidence to put him out there in the situation?
Yeah, just predictability, having some predictable outcomes, knowing what's going to happen with the ball, taking great care of the ball. He's got to do that for us on Saturday afternoon. That'll be a huge part of us having a chance.
Coach, kind of a few weeks into this thing, what are you seeing from the defense that, maybe can help them get more stops? Because, Saturday, I feel like if you could ever get 2 stops in a row, you may have a chance to kind of get even. So what are you seeing as the head coach from the defense?
Yeah, I see guys that are playing incredibly hard. We have got to find ways to play cleaner. There were some things from an execution standpoint. I think there's so many different plays in the game, but 3rd and 8, on their second drive, we have the ability to peel with the back. We don't peel. We have the ability to tackle the back after he's caught the swing about 8 yards short of the sticks. We're not able to make it, and I think that's got a real chance to change the game. You never know what play it's going to be. So finding ways to focus incredibly small and making sure we're doing a great job of coaching those things the right way, and then our guys continuing to have great ownership in making the play. But our guys are playing with toughness and are playing incredibly hard every single snap. We have to play cleaner.
Coach, staying on defense, we saw Dontarie Russell have a couple good plays and show some flashes in the first game, but haven't seen him since. Just kind of wanted to update on him.
Yeah, just really for us right now, wanting to create trust with everybody that's on the field right now. B-Gen has done some great things for us. Ty Coop has done some really good things. JP played a little bit there this past week, and we'll continue to see him. So those will be the 3 guys that'll roll there.
Michael's getting this start against the number 1 team on the road in front of 100,000 people. I mean, how do you prepare him for that as a true freshman with a week's notice?
Yeah, you get him to focus incredibly small. You find ways to put him in positions of success. We've got to find a way to build on the run game from last week to give him the opportunity to play inside some good situations, and that'll be key for us to get off to a fast start that way.
Coach, do you have an update on Isaac Smith?
No update on Isaac. We'll know more on him as we get closer.
We've seen Michael Van Buren play a little bit already this season, and I just wonder, how different his skill set is compared to Blake, and how you maybe have to change what you plan to run because of what he brings.
Yeah, I think the biggest change is just the experience piece of it. Mike can do a lot of very similar things that Blake has the ability to do. They can keep some things alive with his feet. He really can. He can go make the throws that we need him to make. But the experience piece of it is what matters, especially as we go on the road playing the program we're playing, the team that we're playing. And so for Mike, it's just about focusing really small, taking great care of the football and creating predictable outcomes and putting us in good situations from a D&D standpoint.
We saw a lot of success in the running game last week, but Kevon, you said, was dinged up and didn't play the second half. You got an update on him?
Yeah, we're going to miss Kevon for a while, so it's not just a 1 or 2 week deal. That's going to be something that lingers for a while.
Coach, kind of looking back, it didn't feel like Florida dictated terms to you defensively. It seemed like a lot of these drives were kind of by your own making. You had a hold call there, and maybe a missed block there. How frustrating is that to realize that, hey, or maybe it's encouraging that much of this stuff can be cleaned up, but you guys are kind of in charge of that. And if you go out there and you mention playing clean and play clean, you probably win that ball game.
Yeah, when you go back and you watch the tape, I made reference to it earlier. You never know what is going to be the play of the game. The game is 7-7. We go 3 and out offensively. We end up not executing cleanly on a punt, and it goes out of bounds. We got to be better in the shield. We got to hit the ball better. They go down and they have incredible field position, and they go score to make it 14-7. We come right back offensively, and we go 3 and out again. And we punt the ball away. They have a big return on punt return, and inside those 4 minutes of the game, instead of it being 7-7, we find ourselves down 21-7. And those 8 to 10 plays right there in the middle of the second quarter is truly what changed the game and gave us, the hole that we were in. And so continuing to stress, you never know which one it's going to be. And our guys taking great accountability, us as a staff understanding exactly what that needs to look like to not create those holes that we're digging ourselves there in the second quarter will be huge for us as we move forward.
How is Blake doing, and how much have you been able to speak with him since he got the news?
Yeah, I've talked to him a ton, but he's special. He's an elite young man. Pull into the office bright and early this morning, and my man is in the building getting some rehab. He's in the quarterback room. He's coaching these guys up on the field out there in a sling. And so for him, it's just a reflection of exactly who he is. And couldn't be more proud that, I get to coach him every single day as we walk through this thing, and he gets it cleaned up. He'll be a huge part of the rest of the season just because of his leadership and his toughness and his edge. He's got such great respect from his teammates, and that's a testament to who he is.
Coach, going back and looking at the film, obviously the offensive line played a little bit better, and that's evident with the rushing yards. When you look at them, what were they doing better against Florida in the run game?
Yeah, I thought we played better fundamentally, and I think I've said this the last couple of weeks. We have been hatting and targeting the right people, fundamentally playing cleaner with leverage, with hand placement, and how we're playing the game with our feet is something that had to get better. That got a lot better, and we cleaned some of those things up. There was great improvement. I felt really good about going into the game, the kind of week that we had up front fundamentally, and we have to build on that. That is going to be huge for us.
Just some of your early impressions on this Texas team and the way they've played so far.
Yeah, they've been incredibly dominant in all three phases. Defensively, they're as good as there is in America, giving up 5 points a game. Offensively, they've got this incredible amount of skill. They're playing really good up front. Regardless of who the QB is going to be, both those guys have the ability to run the offense the way Sark wants them to, and then they're very, very aggressive from a team standpoint. So, again, it's a football team that's playing as good as anybody in the country. It's like we talked about as a group today. What an unbelievable opportunity for us to see how we're going to respond. And our guys, they did. They had energy on the practice field today, frustrated, disappointed, without a doubt. But our energy, our toughness, our effort, our focus is about us. And so we're going to continue to focus on those things and get ready to roll.
I think you had mentioned after the Shapen injury that y'all were going to apply for the medical hardship. Have you had those conversations with him yet, or is it still kind of preliminary and going to let him kind of play that out?
Yeah, since he just played in the 4 games, feel good about that working out for us. We've had conversations, me and him and his parents as well, so feel good about that happening the way we want to.
Coach, I know road noise is noise, and you play in a lot of big venues in the Southeastern Conference, but, as a former Oklahoma guy, what's it like going to play at Darrell Royal?
Yeah, and obviously my time in Norman, those games were always in Dallas. I have played in Austin a few times, being in the Big 12 when I was in Waco, so they've got an incredible setting there. The place will be packed. There'll be over 100,000 there. And it'll be our job to block out the noise, and that's what this league is. It's incredible road games and atmospheres. It's exactly what you want as a player and a coach, and this weekend will be the exact same.
Coach, you mentioned the Texas quarterbacks. Of course, they had a similar situation where their starter got hurt, and they brought in a guy with a little bit of a name behind it. So just talk about him and the performance that he had last week.
Yeah, Arch did some really good things. He's done some really good things the last 2 weeks, and you listen to what Sark talks about after the game as he's talking about Arch and just the experience part of it and learning from some of the mistakes maybe he had inside the game. That's what playing the position is all about. You want to be able to learn from really good experiences and not have to go through some of the hardship and some of the failure, but at the same time, that's playing the quarterback position, and no different there than it is here. It's all about taking care of the ball for Mike and for us offensively as we get going.
Anything else? Jason?
Coach, you mentioned after the game, penalties were kind of a huge momentum killer throughout the game on Saturday. Just how do you preach to your guys that in certain points of the game that you have to capitalize on the momentum that you guys have in a certain moment of the game?
Yeah, and again, it's going back and it's telling the story. Every single play, every single series, the entire game, there's a story to it. And so being able to tell the story and understand where we have chances to win the game, we have chances to not be down 21-7 and got a chance to come out of it a totally different way. And understanding that can happen the second play of the game, that can happen the 90th play of the game. Every single play independent of itself are all huge situational plays that give us a chance to be on the right side of it.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.